Hello and welcome, families. My name is Joanna Washington, and I am the Advanced Academics Coach here at Gunston Middle School. I am sending out this pre-recorded video as my spring informational session. I will be available during student conferences this week. Conferences will be held here at Gunston on Thursday evening from 4 to 8 p.m. and Friday morning from 8 to 11:30 a.m. Parents will have an opportunity to meet with their students' teachers for a quick discussion about student strengths, areas of growth, and other information. I will be available during this time if you would like to stop and see me. Today, I will be sharing information about our screening and identification process. If you would like to ask any questions or if you have any type of concerns, please feel free to email me at joanna.washington@apsva.us. Please be sure to include your name, your student's name, your contact information, and the best time to reach you. My objective is to provide an overview of the advanced academics and talent development, screening, and identification process. In the fall, I spoke at the October PTA meeting, and during that time, I talked about our advanced academics and talent development teaching model. It is not a program, it is a way of teaching. I spoke about how gifted services are provided by the teacher with support from me when necessary. I may not be in all of the classrooms, but I am working with the teachers to provide the gifted strategies within their lessons. Everything in this presentation will be posted on the Gunston's website under the Advanced Academics along with this video. Based on APS's talent development model, students can be identified in academic areas in grades K through 12. Also in visual and performing arts, and that will be in grades 3 through 12. Students are considered for gifted services on a yearly basis. Anyone who knows a child can submit a referral for gifted services. Please know that there is a 90 instructional day process to allow for teachers to get to know your child as a learner and for the school to gather supporting information for the screening portfolio. Referrals are accepted up until April 1st of that school year. Any referrals after April 1st will be evaluated the following school year. Keep in mind, if teachers see a need for challenge or depth and complexity, they do not need a formal identification to adjust curricular content for students. So while the bulk of the screening happens in the winter and spring, it is an expectation that all APS teachers are differentiating and adjusting their teaching based on student needs. In APS, we utilize a holistic case study approach during our screening process. AACs, or Advanced Academic Coaches, will develop a portfolio for each student with evidence based on 4 key components. Please notice that testing only represents one piece of the portfolio. During this time, we also welcome information or input from parents to develop that student's portfolio. We'll dive a little deeper into each one of these components and what supporting evidence may look like. The first component is a nationally normed assessment. The state regulations calls for a mass screening at least once in a student's educational career to help us find students who may not be demonstrating high performance in the classroom for a variety of reasons. These tests help us cast a wide net for students who may not be school smart, but who have the ability to think and problem solve at a higher level. This is what school systems use nationally to try to find historically underrepresented gifted learners, because it is a culturally unbiased instrument. And it helps to find students from poverty, twice exceptional learners, and our English language learners. All students in elementary school take the Naglieri Nonverbal Abilities Test and the Cognitive Abilities Test, or COGAT. Students new to the district take the COGAT, or Cognitive Abilities Test assessment, their first year in the district. Our students took this test in November, and AACs review the results of the COGAT and automatically refer students scoring a 120 or above. Our second component is to view the school-based achievement. School achievement data can provide evidence of specific content or talent areas, potential, or interests. Such examples of achievement data may include, at the county level or state level, students' SOLs, the MAP, Reading and Math Growth Assessment, the Virginia Growth Assessment. At the school level, we have ongoing formative and summative assessments from teachers. At the individual level, this would be any honors or distinctions that the students may have cooperated or participated in, any type of self-selected work samples that are provided by the student. Now we look at student behaviors and characteristics. Observation data on a student's behaviors and characteristics provide insight on moments that are not always documented. And this could be something like class discussion inputs, problem-solving abilities, creative and imaginative ideas students may have. These observations are crucial in understanding the whole child. The local school committee meets to complete the gifted behavior commentary form on each student referred for gifted services. Team documents observed behaviors and characters in a variety of settings across the 4 major content areas. Parent information form also provides valuable information on what advanced behaviors are being observed at home. Here are the 4 categories for the gifted behavior commentary form that teachers complete, as well as the parent information form that is completed by parents. When we look at these categories, we have our first one is the student's exceptional ability to learn. The second is the student's exceptional application of knowledge. Then the exceptional creative, productive thinking, and the exceptional motivation to succeed. We have descriptors to support the school team in their creation of the GBC for each student. These descriptors help us to capture a broader group of students who need gifted services beyond what test data has demonstrated. Using such behavior and characteristic observations data from school and home is best practice in facilitating an equitable identification process and provides opportunities to gather information on unique and diverse experiences across diverse populations. Let's switch gears a bit. AACs also lead screening and identification process for our visual and performing arts. Students may be referred starting in grade 3 for our visual and performing arts. Anyone who knows the child may refer him or her for gifted services. Like the academic referrals, the bulk of this work happens in the winter or spring. If you refer a child in the fall, there is a 90 instructional day process to allow for teachers to get to know your child and develop that portfolio of work to support the process. Again, like the academic referrals, teachers do not have to wait for an official identification to provide depth and complexity for students who demonstrate a need for this level of differentiation. Now, once identified in art, differentiation happens within the art class. Classroom teachers also are made aware of the student's artistic talent and can differentiate project options to support development of the artistic talent. Students will be encouraged to participate in any competitions or events to showcase their talents. Now, how might this look in a music class? Well, once identified in music, differentiation happens in a music class. Classroom teachers also are made aware of the students' musical talent and can differentiate project options to support development of that talent. Well, now let's review how identification is communicated. The screening and identification process is detailed on the APS website for advanced academics. At the end of the referral process, a committee comprised of the AAC, the students, teachers, counselor, and the grade level administrator meet to review the student's portfolio and determine eligibility for gifted services. Identification decisions are communicated to parents through email for approval. If students are found eligible, they should sign up for the intensified courses in their specific talent areas. We will have intensified courses in English Language Arts in grades 6 through 8. We'll have intensified science in grades 6 through 8. We have intensified U.S. history in grade 6 and intensified civics and economics in grade 7. We have intensified courses in math, but those course selections are determined by our district office. The AAC plans with and supports teachers in daily differentiation for students who have already mastered grade level content. The support may look different in various grade levels and content areas depending on the teacher and the student needs. Just a note, access to advanced curriculum and critical thinking strategies does not have to wait for identification. These are some things that are given to all students. If students are not found eligible, an appeal process is available for families. A Level 1 appeal begins at the school level with notification sent to the principal and AAC. The principal will then review the committee notes and then make a determination to uphold or overturn the eligibility. A Level 2 appeal following a Level 1 decision, you can appeal to the Supervisor of Advanced Academics and Talent Development to review the decision. Details for each step are shared in the ineligibility letter that is sent to parents. It can also be found on the APS Advanced Academics webpage. Now let's look at the timeline for our screening process. When we look at our screening process that starts in the fall and the winter, usually we give teachers that 90 instructional days to get to know the student before we start the screening. In November, students take the cognitive abilities test, our universal screening. We look at our communication to parents that is usually ongoing throughout the school year. Right now, we are in the collection data phase of the screening process. I have reached out to teachers to get that behavior commentary from them. I've sent notification home to parents to get information from them. And then in May through June, we start the identification meetings. And this is where I meet with that committee, which includes the teachers, the grade level counselor, and grade level administrator. If there are any appeals, those happen in June or from June through August. Here are some parent resources. We have the Virginia Association for the Gifted, the National Association for the Gifted, and Supporting Emotional Needs of the Gifted. The website for APS Gifted Services is listed here. We also have an Instagram handle that can be followed. If you would like to contact me, again, my email address is joanna.washington@apsva.us. If you would like to reach the Supervisor of Advanced Academics, she can be reached at cheryl.mcculloch@apsva.us. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my presentation. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. I will also be available during conferences here at Gunston Middle School.